It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Texas Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100k.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth, Texas, along the Denton County line. We are here for the Carquest Indy Racing League Firestone 125k here at the 1.5-mile Texas Motor Speedway. We are now 3 races away from wrapping up the season. We're going to get that third one that's left done here at Texas Motor Speedway before we move on next week to Watkins Glen International. And then, of course, after that, the Indianapolis 200 to wrap up the season and wrap up the Carquest Indy Racing League as a whole. For this race, Derek Hamill is leading the field to the green flag alongside Ryan Durrani. We'll have them leading the field to the green in just a little bit. Meantime, let's go down trackside, get your starting lineup so we can get this pace lap started. And the engines fire here at Texas Motor Speedway. 30 going to roll off here in the Firestone 125k. It's Derek Hamill on the pole position alongside the 12 of Ryan Durrani. In row 2, it's William Brock alongside Nathan Stapleton, Benny Watson and Keegan Thompson in row 3, Charlie Davenport and Owen Miles in row 4, and Christian Vargas and Daisy Johnson round out the top 10 here in the Firestone 125k. And looks like we have everybody off rolling here. Last week's winner, Arthur Xavier, in that dominating showing at Worldwide Technology Raceway, starting in the 29th position, but a force to be reckoned with for sure if he can make his way up to the front. Benny Watson is another one who's won on the oval this season. Look for him to have a good run here on this high-banked oval. I wouldn't put it past Ethan Farley either to have a good one. He won at Pikes Peak. Owen Miles won at the last 1.5 miles we went to at Kentucky Speedway. Look for him to have a real opportunity too, although he's starting from the outside. If he gets to the bottom, look for him to be strong. We are ready to get it started here at Texas Motor Speedway. Pace car going to come down onto the pit road. And the Firestone 125k race 10 of 12 of the Carquest Indy Racing League for 2021 is green here at Texas Motor Speedway. And to the lead goes the 5 of William Brock for Arrow McLaren. He takes the top position here at Texas Motor Speedway. And behind him, Benny Watson, Charlie Davenport, Owen Miles, and Christian Vargas. That is the top 5 right now, as Benny Watson's going to take a look down low on car number 5. The field fanning out 2 and 3 wide behind him. This is going to be a bit of a pack race like we saw at Auto Club, looks like. And a little bit of Kentucky, too, so it could be a messy race. Hopefully not something we have to worry about. But they're going to try 3 wide for the lead. They'll think better of it. Watson will pull ahead of Harrison, Miles, and Bouchard. Going to take a look down low. Now they will try 3 wide for the second position, though, and not for the lead, as Bouchard's going to take that away. Perez making a move down low as well. And Samadal's getting around to the grass. Up onto the track he comes. He's going to hold on to it for now. Thank goodness for that. After contact with, looks like it was BB Ruiz in the 1. Yes, it was. They gathered it back up for now. And Benny Watson still leading here in the Firestone 125k, coming around to start lap 5 at Texas Motor Speedway. Very tight and close racing going on right now through the quad oval, headed off into the 20-degree bank, turn number 1. Ethan Farley working his way up on the inside there, the two-time winner this season, looking to rebound late after falling off the cliff and then some in the latter parts of this season, trying to rebound and go fight for a championship, but stuck back on that outside once again as Benny Watson continues to lead here at Texas Motor Speedway. Daisy Johnson's going to take a look down low in car number 59. They're going to be side by side coming out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Johnson's going to have the jump, headed off into turn 3 though, the 24-degree bank turn. Mitchell Collins getting up and against John Andrews there for 3rd place. That is some risky racing going on there. Average race speed, of course, over 200 miles per hour. And Ethan Lewis on the pit road with a problem with that 14 car. Interesting. Don't know what happened there. But the field headed for turn 3 once again. It is still Daisy Johnson leading. Mitchell Collins, John Andrews, Watson, and the 7 of Nathan Smith working his way up there on the inside of Watson. And for the lead, Mitchell Collins down to the inside of Daisy Johnson. 204 at .406 miles per hour. That is the top race speed right now, or average race speed. Mitchell Collins to the point. John Andrews down below him as the field split up earlier because of presumably the Sam Oskin and BB Ruiz deal. But everyone racing fairly clean right now. That's always good to see. We've had Scott's did not go caution-free, but Cabela's went caution-free. Could this race go caution-free? We're interested to see if that happens. Of course, expect pit cycles around lap 28 to 32. That should be the one pit cycle we have to worry about in this race. Harrison getting together with Clifton. Up into the wall they go, and spinning behind Watson Andrews. And there they go, into the outside wall. Smith is up on the wall. We got more coming in behind. Landon Smith Jr., William Brock, Scott Upton, the 15's in it. Davenport, the 18, the 9 of Logan Williams. Arthur Xavier may have gotten a piece there of the 81 as well. Watson's got front end damage on that 28. And back to the line, it's going to be Jackson Harrison in the 45. There he is, ahead of Daisy Johnson, Noah Clifton, Derek Hamill, and Ryan Durrani. That is the top 5 in the Firestone 125k. 11 laps, and caution number 1 is out here at Texas Motor Speedway. A ferocious pile-up, and what in the world is Arthur Xavier doing? Well, he must figure, I'm probably done for this race anyway, so I'll just go ahead and just cut through the grass to get to pit road. But field coming down onto the pit road. Now we are going to see a 2 pit stop race. Harrison's going to lead the field down, and who is that? That's Upton. He was back in that incident, so I'm not surprised he's smoking. Watson was back in that, of course. We'll see who comes off of this first. I suspect it'd be the guy who came in first. It's not going to be Arthur Xavier. I would assume it's going to be Harrison. But we will see what happens here. Harrison off of his stall. Here comes William Brock. He's going to come into his stall. So yes, it will be Jackson Harrison first off of the pit road. Then Johnson, Hamill, Clifton, and Durrani. That is the top 5 coming off of pit road. So Hamill and Clifton will swap positions. But that is all the change in the top 5. Meanwhile, as the field is going to continue to pace here under the first caution of the Firestone 125k, let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring it out. So here we are watching overhead as Harrison and Clifton get together there up into Nathan Smith, and then John Andrews gets hit there. Watson gets hit up into the outside wall they go. And as the yellow flag came out, more cars get together behind. Davenport, Williams, and Brock get together. There's Andrews. And then Smith goes up on the wall. Oh, and Miles spinning around there. And in behind, there's going to be some more cars coming in. Boom! Right there. There's Upton coming in, slamming Logan Williams. Trey Smith gets a piece. BB Ruiz gets a piece. Roberto Crown Jr. gets a little bit of a piece there on the front. Looks like Scott Upton's definitely going to get the worst of it there. The worst of it. As he is missing a front wheel, he will surely fall out of the race, as well as quite a few others here at Texas Motor Speedway. But let's go and take a look at another angle. So coming around turn 3 and 4 here, you're going to see them get together up front, and the field behind is just going to have absolutely nowhere to go here once they all start spinning around. Miles up into Smith. Smith riding the outside safer barrier there. There's Landon Smith Jr. getting a piece. Upton comes in, and a whole lot more behind. And again, quite a few cars going to be falling out of the race as a result of this incident. But the track is clear. We are good to go, so let's head to the restart here at Texas Motor Speedway. Back with your live picture here at Texas Motor Speedway. We have Arthur Xavier, who is not a lap down in front of these guys, but the leader of the race is right there, the 45 of Jackson Harrison, ahead of Daisy Johnson, Derek Hamill, Noah Clifton, and Ryan Durrani after that big pileup on the front straightaway. We have 6 cars at least out of this race. Ethan Lewis is still in his pit stall, and Benny Watson is still out on the track somewhere. There he is. And yeah, this is how they line up on the track right now. You can take a look at the standings right there. Arthur Xavier, tail end of the lead lap. Probably going to go a lap down on this restart here, but we will see what happens. Field in the hands of the 45 of Harrison, though. We'll see if he doesn't get held up here on this restart and he is able to get by. That could be big. We'll have to see what happens here. Coming off of turn number 4, going to get the green flag once again here at Texas Motor Speedway. Down out of turn number 4 they come. Harrison, Johnson, Hamill, Clifton, Durrani. Green flag getting ready to come back in the air. We're racing again at Texas Motor Speedway. Headed off into turn 1. Exactly what I was worried about would happen, but it happened anyway. Daisy Johnson to the point. Harrison got held up by Arthur Xavier, who did not get going off the restart, and Harrison's going to fall back from first to third as Hamill gets underneath him as well. Hamill's going to go for the lead on Daisy Johnson, the 59, coming out of turn number 4. Hamill not quite there to make a move on the 59. We'll stay in behind the Carlin Racing car. Durrani's going to get by the still falling backwards Jackson Harrison. Now Hamill could take a look on the inside of Johnson, and he is going to take that spot away. Fargus right in behind car number 30. Headed off into the treacherous turn 1 and 2. Fargus slips up. Arthur Xavier, again, lap car. This would not be for a position if he gets on by, but he will get by with help from Brian Durrani, who that is for a position. Getting by. Durrani up to second now, as Hamill leads this thing on lap number 18. And they're going to go 3 wide for the lead, potentially. Not quite. Collins going to take a look down low on Hamill, though, for the race lead, and he is going to take it away from that 30. Farley down there, down low. Daisy Johnson and Jackson Harrison, they're behind him. Daniel Bouchard in the 88, and then 3 wide behind with Stapleton, Vargas, and Durrani. Up front, Ethan Farley going to go underneath Mitchell Collins, and Farley looking to take the lead away. Won the first 2 races of the season. He'd like to have a third and rebound here in the Carquest Indy Racing League. Here he goes to the point. Ethan Farley leading at Texas Motor Speedway. Harrison closing in again on the backside of the 10. Bouchard, Collins side by side behind for third. Give it to Daniel Bouchard for the time being. On to lap 21, 32 laps to go. Gonna see one more pit cycle in this race, that is for certain, but when will it be? They came down on lap 12 under that caution, so I would suspect in the next 28 to 32 laps, like the window was supposed to be, slow traffic in front. It's Benny Watson in the 29 Auto Club winner. Farley looking for a way to get around, and he'll take the top side around Benny Watson. He gets swallowed up in the sucker hole with Arthur Xavier, and that's the only one that's going to get held up. No, Osgen and Perez get held up as well. But now they will be able to get on by. But that split some people up. Another slow car just ahead of them. That's Logan Williams in the 9. Daisy Johnson now to the point. Will take the inside around the 9. 4 wide going through turn 1 and 2. Trying to get around Logan Williams. Looked like it was a little easier there than getting around Benny Watson. And very little cars held up in that little thing. So it'll be Johnson, Vargas, Hamill, Stapleton, and Crown Jr., the top 5. As Crown moves to the 4th position, Bouchard slides way up through turn 1 and 2. He'll slip backwards on the outside of Sam Osgen. And now John Andrews ahead of these guys. Looking at the top now, trying to cut to the bottom, or will Daisy Johnson? No. Stay on the top side through the quad oval. Very close there with Derek Hamill. And Hamill's going to go down low and try to take the lead away. Slips going through turn 1 and 2. And now it's going to be 3 wide for the lead. Johnson pulls ahead for now. Vargas down there low on Derek Hamill. He's going to take that 2nd position away. Crown to 3rd, Stapleton to 4th, Farley to 5th. Maybe now that these cars are spread out a little more, we can avoid any further trouble in this race. We'll see. Halfway done this time by here in the Firestone 125k, 26 laps to go. And of course, the pit window is open if anybody wanted to come down right now. But I don't believe anybody will at this stage of the race. Johnson still leading, ahead of Roberto Crown Jr., Mitchell Collins, Christian Vargas, and Derek Hamill. As Jackson Harrison slips back on the outside of Ethan Farley and Sam Osgen. Running about 200 miles per hour right now here at Texas Motor Speedway. Some even approaching 206, 7 miles per hour. Daniel Bouchard right at the edge of 207, heading off into turn number 1. The fastest lap time of the race so far was Mitchell Collins with a 25.444, and he is on the outside of Arthur Xavier now. Not losing a position or anything right there, but slipping back in traffic. He is still 3rd in the race right now. Hamill would like to change that, though, as he gets down to the inside of the 3, and Farley down there as well in the 10. Collins trying to hold on to that 3rd position. Nobody challenging Daisy Johnson right now for the lead. She still leads the Firestone 125k as we're dealing with lap traffic again. Roberto Crown Jr. scrapes the outside wall through the tri-oval. And that's going to slow some people up there. It's a huge gap now to Daisy Johnson ahead of Roberto Crown Jr. and Mitchell Collins. This is the battle for 2nd. And you see the gap. They have a car in between them, Arthur Xavier, the 81. Ethan Lewis still on the pit road, so whatever problem he had earlier, still not quite fixed. Johnson slides way up through turn 1 and 2. Xavier going to take a look, maybe, heading off into turn 3. Oh, man, Mitchell Collins almost got into the back of the 81 of Arthur Xavier, and on the inside, going through the quad oval, they are approaching the slower traffic of Logan Williams. Here comes Mitchell Collins down low. Will he get there on Daisy Johnson? Not quite just yet. Xavier down on the bottom. 3 wide. Mitchell Collins to the point. 4 wide as Logan Williams gets in the middle of that. Daisy Johnson going to hold on to the lead. Stapleton and Oz can get together. Back up into the field. Into the wall. Ethan Farley around as well. Logan Williams, Jackson Harrison, Brady Perez involved. And caution number 2 is out here at Texas Motor Speedway. Off in the turn. Is that Logan Williams involved? Yes. Logan Williams also in it. Caution number 2 is out here at Texas Motor Speedway. And another ferocious pileup in the quad oval is going to bring it out. And we will have one more pit cycle here and hopefully be able to make it to the end. Braden Perez, his disappointing season in the Carquest Indy Racing League, unfortunately continuing. He has been the unluckiest man in the series. Has flipped twice, blew up in the closing laps at Richmond, and now gets caught up in another incident. As we are going to see almost everybody come down to the pit road. Of course, Arthur Xavier is a lap car, so not going to come down this time. Lap cars come down the next time by. And the other lap cars will stay out as well. We will see them come down the next time by, more than likely. I would be shocked if Daisy Johnson didn't come off the pit road first here. As we sit at 27 laps to go in the Firestone 125k at Texas Motor Speedway, under just the second caution of the race in this 36 laps we have done now of 52, and Daisy Johnson is indeed going to hold on to the race lead ahead of Mitchell Collins, Roberto Crown Jr., and I believe Christian Vargas ahead of Derek Hamill there. That was close on the pit line. Well, as the field continues to pace here under the second caution of the race, let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring it out. So again, watching from overhead here as Sam Oskin's going to get into the back of Stapleton right there. They make contact, go down into the grass momentarily, and up the field they come. Oskin's going to get hooked by Farley there, up into Hamill, while Hamill somehow gets by. Harrison gets hit there. Stapleton and Williams down into the grass. Looks like Williams spins out just ahead of this. Oh, Stapleton hard into the inside there. And Williams up the track as well. Up on 2 wheels goes Stapleton. Williams up into the wall. And Perez, as we were watching the other incident there. So we had multiple incident here at Texas Motor Speedway. But you saw the one over here. Braden Perez came in late in this crunch a bunch here and collected, I believe it was Harrison as he came in, but let's take a look at another angle. So watching as Oskin comes to the inside of Stapleton, there they make contact, and behind Oskin comes up into Farley and then collects Harrison as well as they head off into turn number 1. There's Perez coming in collecting Harrison, but we'll take a look at full speed of what happened to Stapleton and Williams right now as they headed off into turn number 1. So again, as that was happening, Stapleton and Williams get together there. Down to the inside they go. Stapleton hits the inside there, shoots up into the outside very hard, and Williams was already spinning around. He collects the outside barrier as well, and that is why we are under the second caution of the race here at Texas. But anyway, the track is clear. We're good to go, so let's head to the restart here at Texas Motor Speedway. Back here at the Texas Motor Speedway in the Carquest Indy Racing League, working just the second caution of this race in the Firestone 125k. It has been a competitive one for sure, but now going to see upwards of 10 cars out of this race. Well, not quite. One's basically out of the race, but he's still on pit road. Benny Watson's still out on the track, so we'll have 9 cars still. Well, 9 cars out of the race, 21 still out on the racetrack. Coming around to start lap 39 of 52. We'll get 24 laps to go. 14 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Green flag is back out. We are racing once again at Texas. Johnson with a big jump on the restart. Crown able to get to the inside of Mitchell Collins almost immediately. And you can definitely see who is damaged and who is not as the damaged cars slip backwards. 3 wide into turn number 3. Daniel Bouchard to the inside of Hamill and Collins. That's for 3rd position on the racetrack. And seeing somebody come down onto the pit road, coming to lap 40. That's the 24 of Noah Clifton. For the race lead, here comes Daniel Bouchard, looking for his 2nd win of the season, won in the Grand Prix of Wisconsin at Road America. And he is now up front at Texas Motor Speedway. Mitchell Collins has never won here on the Trinity River Network. He'd like to change that around here in the Carquest Indy Racing League. 12 laps to go in the Firestone 125k. Christian Vargas in the 55 down there as well on Mitchell Collins, closing in on the backside of that 3. Now slipping as he and Bouchard are now side by side for the 2nd position. Daisy Johnson coming with a big push down to the backside of that 55. Through the quad oval he goes. Christian Vargas to the 2nd position. And Johnson not making a move just yet. Now she might as Vargas slips up in the 20-degree banking. And Johnson is indeed down on the inside. Collins is liking this. He's pulling away big time ahead of these guys. Johnson to the 2nd position. Hamill in behind her. 10 laps to go. No green-white checkers in this series. So, oh, trouble in the back straightaway. Christian Vargas, Bouchard, and Ryan Durrani going around. And coming to 9 laps to go, we'll have the 3rd caution of the race. And hopefully nobody else will be involved. No contact with the wall or anything, thank goodness. The caution is out. You see the lights lighting up on the catch fence. We will try this again. We will have a late race restart here at Texas Motor Speedway. And Mitchell Collins blows up from the lead. What? Mitchell Collins came around leading this race and blows up just as soon as we get to the caution flag from the race lead. And Mitchell Collins will not win this race. That is such a heartbreaker. But I doubt anybody's going to come down to the pit road under this caution, as everyone is technically good to make it to the end after having pit under the previous caution. So it'll have Derek Hamill up front, Daisy Johnson in 2nd, Crown Jr., Parrish, and Trey Wright. That is the top 5 right now at Texas Motor Speedway in the Firestone 125k. Meantime, let's take a look back at the replay and see what happened to bring out caution number 3 here at Texas. So here we are rounding turn 2, heading to the back straightaway. Bouchard up into, or down into Durrani, who goes up into Vargas. They go around. Durrani collects the outside wall, then comes down into Bouchard, spins him around. But a fairly innocent spin here for all 3 cars. Doesn't look like they'll sustain very much damage. They should be able to go on here. And luckily no other car collected them as they came up the banking in turn number 3. But let's take a look at another angle here. So here we are at full speed coming down the back straightaway. There's Bouchard into the back of Durrani. Vargas goes around as well. And again, thankfully, nobody else collected these guys as they slid to a stop. But anyway, the track is clear. We are good to go. So let's head to the restart once again here at Texas Motor Speedway. Finishing up pacing here under the third caution of the race of the Firestone 125k after a 3-car spin on the inside of turn number 1 involving Ryan Durrani, Christian Vargas, and Ethan Farley, I believe, were the 3 involved. Actually, on the inside of turn 3. Going down the back straightaway on the inside of turn 3, not turn 1. But that is what's brought out the third caution of the race. And under the third caution, the guy who was leading the race, Mitchell Collins, fell out of the race with some sort of mechanical failure. It was a camshaft blow on that number 3. And he pulls that Penske Dallara behind the wall. But the field finna be in the hands of Derek Hamill, leading this thing ahead of Daisy Johnson, Roberta Crown Jr., Will Parrish, and Trey Wright. That is the top 5 here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll have 5 laps to go on this restart. Coming to the green flag, pace car going to go down to the pit road. And 5 laps is all that's left here at Texas Motor Speedway to wrap up the Firestone 125k. Green flag back out. Crown looking to the inside of Johnson for second. Hamill pulling away immediately. Xavier is a lap down car, so that's not for position, just more of a moving chicane. Here comes Roberta Crown Jr. Well, Crown Jr. slips up as Arthur Xavier goes to the inside. That's good for Hamill. Here comes Will Parrish, though, in the 4 at 4 laps to go. Parrish trying to get underneath that 81, not quite able to. And so Crown might come back on that outside there. They are side by side for second, but through the 24-degree bank turn, Daisy Johnson going to make it 3 wide there with them as they continue to slip back from Derek Hamill, and now 3 laps to go. Could this be a Hamill win in the bag here at Texas Motor Speedway? Hamill with a big run off of turn number 2. Not to worry about Arthur Xavier now. Coming around for 2 to go this time. Parrish, Johnson, and Roberto Crown Jr. still going at it back there. 2 to go as they touch out at turn number 4. Crown on the inside of Johnson. Johnson trying to split the middle. And Crown's going to slip up a little bit. Johnson will stretch away. Hamill's got a huge lead, though, ahead. He's coming around for the white flag this time. Arthur Xavier in between the 59 and the 30. It's going to be almost a 3/4 second lead for Hamill as he comes to the white flag. 1.5 miles to go here in the Firestone 125k. A little over half a second lead for Derek Hamill. He's won already this year. Not in this series, but in the Scotts National Series. He won at Martinsville. He's looking to get another one on 2021. As a driver, as he comes around turn 3 and 4, Derek Hamill wins the Firestone 125k at Texas. And that caps off a fantastic weekend of racing here at the Texas Motor Speedway on the Trinity River Network. Daisy Johnson finishes second, Roberta Crown Jr. third, Will Parrish fourth, Daniel Bouchard fifth, Christian Vargas sixth, Trey Wright seventh, Charlie Davenport eighth, Trey Smith in ninth, and William Brock rounds out the top 10. After a wild race here at Texas Motor Speedway, it ends with a Derek Hamill victory as he comes down into his pit stall. We'll take a look at the rest of your finishing results here. There's your top 10 again. Hamill, Johnson, Crown, Parrish, Bouchard, Vargas, Wright, Davenport, Smith, and Brock. That is the top 10. Scroll through the rest of your field here, the two that you can't see. Ethan Lewis came down on the pit road early on in the race and I guess stayed down there for whatever reason. He gets last place, 50 laps down. And 10 cars unable to finish this race in all. Xavier, Clifton, Andrews, Williams, and Watson finishing at least 1 lap down. Watson finishing 3 laps down, Williams 2 laps down. Stapleton at the tail end of the lead lap, finishing 31 seconds off the pace. And really only had about 12 competitive cars left at the end of that race when it was all said and done. But a good race there. Derek Hamill caps it off with a victory. Congratulations to him. We'll take a look at your driver's point standings to wrap it up here at Texas Motor Speedway. Until the next race, y'all take care, stay safe, have a good one.